Hey y'all,
What?
welcome to Marriage Minutes at its pace. And this week
I don't know who
we
you
would like
are.
to
That's a
talk
little
about
creepy. I don't know who you are.
graduation.
Who are you? And what you do with my husband?
I'm in the midst of work, so that's why I'm
Uh,
12.
can we just get finished?
Yes, it's graduation. Hey y'all, guess what? Guess what? This one right here, I'm bragging on her. This one right here, she do that PT thing. She got they're accredited.
They
The
don't know
program is
anything what you talking
accredited. You ain't
about.
gotta know. She put in work, y'all, and she did a lot of good work. And she had her first PTA graduates. Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't know what to do after that. We were going to talk about graduation. I'm not sure who this man is, but thank you, husband, because that is true. It is graduation season, and I was afforded the opportunity to educate, along with my co-partner, some wonderful graduates who are now going to be physical therapist assistants. But the reason why we want to talk about graduation today was simply this. There are going to be times in your life where you struggle through in marriage. You've got to do the coursework. I think about my babies, and I think about how they started out as PTAs and they didn't know anything about it at all. They didn't know how to lock a wheelchair, or they didn't know what Men Assist was in terms of helping somebody.
Babies.
Yes. And that was that first semester. And they continue to grow and grow and grow. And now I say something to my students all the time. I'm like, I am always assessing and evaluating you all to see if I would let you treat my mother. And these graduates, I finally am feeling comfortable that I can let them be with my mother. But how does this relate to marriage? I'm not sure who this person is. I'm so sorry today. I'm so sorry. Are we going to continue?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. What I'm trying to say though, I can't talk. You're gonna be stupid. I can't talk.
What?
I can't talk.
You are doing fine.
I'm not.
So there will be times in which you will struggle, in which you will fail tests in your marriage, in which you will get an incomplete, in which you will not do so well, in which you would want to change majors and go a different direction. But if you hold on, if you take some no-dos and do some late night studying and work, put in the work, there'll be some things in your marriage that you will graduate from, and you will succeed, and you will advance, and you will continue to grow, and you will not be the person sitting in the back of the room trying to write your numbers or your ABCs.
What?
I'm just talking about the progression.
Okay. Okay.
You gonna get in now?
Two things I want to say, and then we're done. I promise. I'm gonna let this man go back to work. So my students do something called skill checks and practical exams. And that is where we do real life scenarios in class. And I watch them perform with their peers on how to do certain things. And I'm thinking and reflecting on these students that just graduated and how their skill checks and their practicals were very crude early on. They needed a whole lot of assistance. But then as they continue to migrate through the program, the expectations changed, but they also they changed for themselves. And so they grew and they used the knowledge and the talents that they had to execute and to perform well on those skill checks, so that when they went out in the real world, they would know how to appreciate and do those things, especially safety. Safety is a big thing in regard to that. Well, how does this relate to marriage? You are going to have to undergo skill checks and practical exams throughout your marriage. Mm-hmm. Life is going to be lifing, and you are going to have to be ready for the skill check and the practical exam and life at the same time, so that you can graduate. Last thing I'll say, my students have to take a 4-hour exam in the next few months. And you might say, okay, how do they study for that? How do they crash 2 years of work into their brain so that they can be successful. And I tell them all the time, you are not going to remember everything that happens you're not going to know everything about everything. But if you are able to take the little that you know and build upon it, it's called critical thinking, that you will then be able to answer questions that you might not have had a clue about. But because you could take the little bit and this little bit and put it together, you can probably come up with an answer. Well, guess what? That's what you're going to have to do in marriage. Your marriage is a 4-hour-long test forever. And you are going to have to constantly pass questions and answer questions critically in your marriage. And are you ready and equipped? You do that by studying the word, by getting counseling, by communicating with each other. You keep doing those things over and over and over again so that you can continually pass that terminal exam. I'm done. Let crazy man talk.
Be well, be blessed.